You're the gold standard. You're back there in Hollywood making movies right now because of us. Because they believe in us and what we're doing. I don't ever want to see it again. Ever. If you don't do it, you're fired. And I see you do it again, you're gone. And anyone on this crew does it. That's it. And you too. And you too. And you. Don't you ever do it again. That's it.
Nerdrotic.com.
So Tom Cruise, I'm sure you've heard, this thing has been watched 6.4 million times. And everybody and his uncle and his uncle's niece has made a video on this. I just didn't have time, so I'll put it
on Nerdrotic Daily.
I had a different perspective after, just listening to the video without reading the article. Then I read the article and you find out the context of the situation. So Tom Cruise went off on his crew because they were not adhering to the COOF protocols. By the way, we're talking about the 7th Mission Impossible movie here. We're not talking about making the next great classic. We're not making The Godfather here. And this production had been shut down before because a bunch of the crew or some extras got the COOF in Italy. And Tom Cruise does not want this production shut down. Now, one perspective could be that Tom Cruise is well off and he doesn't have a thing to worry about, and he's actually looking out for the people working on this film. I think that might be part of the motivation. Certainly, he does bring it up. I don't mind that he yelled at people. I know some people are going, he was very abusive to the crew. That doesn't bother me at all. That's Hollywood. That's light. That is tame. That is absolutely tame with what goes on. And each film, even a 7th Mission Impossible film, is treated like you are creating something that will change the world. Like babies will be fed from this film across the earth. Starvation will be solved. We will solve racism and sexism with the 7th Mission Impossible film. They really believe this stuff. That's part of the reason why it's gone to crap over the last few years, instead of like, we really want to entertain people. Now, if you take his rant and if you apply that to customer service, the business that creatives don't think they're in, but they are because this is the 21st century and we have direct contact with you now. If he was yelling at crew members for going on Twitter and acting the fool, I would love this kind of that kind of rant. And who knows, maybe that's happened behind the scenes. I highly doubt it, though. But Hollywood certainly needs a good ass chewing and ass whooping because of that. As far as COOF restrictions, we can debate them all day. I'm not going to debate them here. I'm just not. And the mask stuff, the restrictions are the restrictions, and you have to adhere to them. But everybody was wearing their mask, and apparently they were just looking at footage. And they were a little bit too close together. If you look at Tom Cruise's perspective on this, if one picture gets out of people not adhering to COOF guidelines, the newly minted Essential Hollywood would look like, I don't know, the politicians who made those rules. So I don't know what the problem would really be. Then there's also Tom Cruise is crazy. We've all seen his act. We know about the Scientology thing, but the one thing I don't have a problem with is the yelling. I love these. I think they're funny as hell. So here we go. Let's listen to this.
You're back there in Hollywood making movies right now because of us. Because they believe in us and what we're doing. I'm on the phone with every studio at night. Insurance companies, producers. And they're looking at us and using us to make their movies. We are creating thousands of jobs, you I don't ever want to see it again. Ever. And if you don't do it, you're fired. And I see you do it again, you're gone. And anyone on this crew does it. That's it. And you too. And you too. And you. Don't you ever do it again. That's it.
Is that it?
No apologies. You can tell it to the people that are losing their homes because our industry is shut down. It's not going to put food on their table or pay for their college education. That's what I sleep with every night. In the future of this industry.
He sleeps with the future of the industry. I wonder who I wonder who they are. Sorry. I lost my place there.
In the future of this industry. So I'm sorry, I'm beyond your apologies. I have told you, and now I want it. And
I'm sorry. I'm beyond your apologies. I love that one.
If you don't do it, you're out. We are not shutting this movie down! Is it understood? If I see it again, you're gone. And so are you. So you're going to cost him his job. And I see it on the set, you're gone. And you're gone. That's it. Am I clear? Do you understand what I want? Do you understand the responsibility that you have? Because I will deal with you.
He's starting to mellow out now.
And if you can't be reasonable, and I can't deal with your logic, you're fired. That's it. That is it.
That was right at the tail end. It's like, oh, I went a little bit too far. I started repeating myself and talking about logic and reason and your logic and my reason. All right. So what it sounds like to me is this is Tom Cruise under pressure. And you know what? You can kind of go two ways with this. Maybe he's aware of the gravity of the situation, that Hollywood is now under a microscope because they have been deemed essential. And I have heard that they're not really happy that they were deemed essential over other people because they fear they are going to be a lightning rod for a lot of anger, which is absolutely true. But my theory is, at least in this state, Chairman Newsom gave them that essential status because of Disney, because he was forced to shut down their parks, shut down the movie theaters, and he wanted to throw them a bone. So yeah, I mean, like it's funny. I wish we'd get more of these. I love them, and you are looking, and that's when you see real Hollywood. That's the rare occasion you see real Hollywood when their guards are down and they're frustrated with their pretending, and you know, of course, there's something else. Like nobody goes off like that unless there's something else bothering them. And maybe the lockdown is getting to him too, like it's getting to everybody else. So he decided to take it out on a bunch of crew who were standing a little bit too close together. Me, I'm not going to freak out over that. If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.